Okay. Come on, you guys. It is Wednesday. I was hoping that I could go live on Instagram. So, come on. If this is your first time tuning into Tea Time with Tia, I am Tia Williams. I created Tea Time with Tia as a platform for me to empower you to be free. As I spill my tea, I share my testimonies on how I overcame real life situations using kingdom principles. What are kingdom principles, you ask? They're simply God's way of doing things. Principles work for anyone, anywhere, anytime, and under any circumstances. Come on, isn't that good news? I think it's excellent news. Okay, you guys, so again, I am so excited about today's Tea Time with Tia topic. Remember, I told you guys that all of my topics come from God Himself. He give me the topics to teach on. I study them and then I deliver them to you in simplicity, right? Because and you know the good thing I like about these tea time teaching is we get to see what is on the mind of God. We get to actually see what He cares about. You know what He sees that we are either you know having a lack of knowledge of something, or it's something that he sees that we're missing, that we're not doing enough of. Again, maybe we don't have an understanding of it. And so, I mean, I think that this is good because it gives us a idea of what he wants us to do, or where he sees that we're lacking or missing. And so, I pray that you guys really see and hear the heart of God through these teachings. So, do I want to give you the topic now? Well, I want to talk to you today about you, right? How are you living? Is the way you're living primarily driven by impulse or intention? Come on, because we lean, whether we know it or not, we're leaning either to one or the other. So, the Bible tells us that we should examine ourselves. And that's another key feature about these Tea Time with Tia topics. They allow us to examine ourselves to see if our lives are aligned with God's purpose and assignment for us, and how He set us apart, right? He has a purpose for us. God is very intentional, and He does not want us to miss it. And so I just want to ask you a question. How are you living your life? Is your life primarily driven by impulse or intention? I mean, this is so good. This is so good. And then I want you to ask yourself, right? Let's just take a moment to ask ourselves. Come on, is my day-to-day life, is my day-to-day life driven by impulse or decisions? Come on, are my thoughts? Let's examine my thoughts. Do I have impulsive thoughts or intentional thoughts? Come on, my decisions. Are the decisions that I'm making intentional or impulsive? And if you don't know, then you are here at the right place at the right time. And if you do know and you want to move from impulsiveness to intentional, then you too are here at the right place at the right time. And so now I'll present my topic. Today's Tea Time with Tia topic is on impulse versus intentional. Come on, either you are one or the other. Primarily, think about overall your life. And so the first thing I want to tackle is our thoughts, right? If we can understand our thoughts, our thinking, I mean, like, we are already at an advantage. We are well on our way to having the life that God has preordained for us to have. Come on, the Bible tells us that He has given us everything that pertains to life and godliness. It's like Prego, it's in there. It's all in there, it's within us. You know, I know sometimes we allow outside influences and our surroundings and things to distract us or to assist us in making decisions, right? But I want you to understand what God wants us to know about who He created us to be and the power that we have that is already on the inside of us. And I'm telling you, stuff like this should have been taught in school. I mean, we could have been light years ahead, but shoulda, woulda, coulda, we're here now. And so we have the choice to receive this word today. Okay, so I want to address our thoughts, right? And right, because if you think about it, our behavior is a direct reflection of our thoughts. Come on, everything that you do first was a thought. The origin of your life is a sum total of all of your thoughts, your behaviors, but they first became a thought, right? So let's look at thoughts, right? um and even that, right? Just think about it. Our thinking is creating our living. I mean, come on. So you know that this topic is really important, right? Our thinking is creating how we live. How we live. If you think small, you live small. If you think big, I mean, I've seen it, even in my own life or in other people's lives. We can see far better in other people's lives than we can see in our own lives. But, I know some people that even designer stuff, that stuff is important to them. And they get it and wear it and live it because that is what's on their mind to do. Now, if you are somebody who is not as materialistic, right, you don't live like that, right? So your thoughts, what you believe to be true, it shapes, it creates, your thinking creates how you live. If you are fearful, come on, you're going to have less experiences. But if you are a believer and you have faith, you're going to take more opportunities. So just think about that our thinking is so important. And that's why I want to start about thoughts. So my question to you is, how much time do you think about what you think about? Come on. This is so good. This is being intentional. How much time do you think about what you think about? And how much time do you spend thinking on purpose? Thinking intentionally. Come on, if we don't get anything, we can get this, that we can change our lives if we change our thoughts. If we change how we think. And we can think anything. The Bible tells us to think on these things. Right? What's pure, what's lovely. You can think on those things. Let me see. I'll pull up that scripture. Oh, wait a minute. Let me take that out. Philippians 4:8 says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true. They say, think on these things. Whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report. Come on. If there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Come on, think on the positive. Think on prosperity, think on joy, think on peace, right? Because you have a million thoughts running through your mind. But this is telling us that we can control what we think. Come on. We don't have to let our thoughts drive us. We can drive our thoughts. It's time for us to get back in the driver's seat and stop aimlessly wandering around in life thinking that we have to accept whatever comes. No, we are creators. We have been created in his image and his likeness. God is a creator. Therefore, we are creators. So we can think. Okay, y'all got to go back and watch last week's Tea Time. It was talking about faith, meditation, and vision. This is almost like a complementary teaching to that teaching, right? Because we can think on whatever we choose to think. No one can take that away from us. What we think don't have anything to do with our socioeconomic status. What we think doesn't have anything to do with our race. What we think, it doesn't have anything to do with what family we've come out of, our situation, our circumstances. It is all internal. It is all in there. It's like Prego. It's in there. You can think yourself happy. You can think yourself healed. You can think yourself whole. Come on. This is so, so good. No matter what it is you want to create, you're going to have to move beyond just taking action, and you're going to have to start thinking creatively. You're going to have to start thinking beyond where you are now. Come on, in order for you to get different results, you're going to have to start thinking differently, right? Because sometimes our thoughts are on autopilot, right? We thinking the same thoughts. That's why when you try to think of what you're going to eat for dinner, come on, with those same thoughts just keep coming up, and that's why you eat the same thing. So when you change your thoughts, come on, you'll change your life. Okay, so let's look at impulsive thoughts, right? So today's tea time topic is about impulse versus intention. Okay, so impulsive thoughts refer to sudden, involuntary ideas. Come on, look at that. We don't even like that. Involuntary. That means that we don't have no control over it. Ideas or urges that lead to impulsive behaviors. Come on, remember, our behaviors are a direct reflection of our thoughts. So impulsive thoughts, this is where you're going to see which category you primarily fall under, right? So impulsive thoughts refer to sudden, involuntary ideas or urges that lead to impulsive behaviors. These are spontaneous thoughts that push you towards immediate actions without considering the consequences. Come on. So, actions without considering the consequences. So, impulse. Let's look at the definition. Acting or done without forethought. Spontaneous and lack of careful thought or planning. Come on, is this how you are living? Are you primarily driven by impulse? I mean, you're waking up and allowing the day to dictate how things are going to go. Your mood, come on, your feelings, your emotions. Come on, is this you? Spontaneous. Let's look at spontaneous. Impulsive actions occur quickly without much time to reflect or consideration of alternatives. Come on. You're just acting on a whim. You're just acting, or you had a thought and then you just go to action. You're not even allowing yourself time to reflect or consider other alternatives, let alone consequences. Okay, let's look at impulse. It's driven by immediate urges or desires. Come on, immediate. This right here is a red flag. I'm telling you, in any situation, if you feel pressured, if somebody say, hey, I need an immediate response. Hey, if you go in and you try to, go to a car dealership and buy a car, and they're trying to say, oh, you got to buy this car now or it won't be here. You better walk away. You about to make a bad decision. You about to make an impulsive decision. If you feel pressure, anxious, and you're making a decision, you're driven by impulse. You're driven by impulse, right? So these actions are often triggered by strong emotions or sensations, leading to a quick response without much deliberation. Come on, you don't even have time to seek wise counsel. Come on. All right. And then it told us about impulsive thoughts. It causes us to disregard consequences. Because it's happening so quick. You done made a decision, and then you heard of buyer's remorse, right? You went somewhere, you went to the store, you saw something you like, you went and got it, and then you came home and sat with it, and then you say, dang, I shouldn't even have bought this. I don't need this. Come on. Impulse or intentional, whim or wisdom, want or need. You just want it. You didn't need it. But once you brought it home, you was like, I didn't even need this. Why did I get this? I done spent my money. I done said I was going to save. I said I wasn't going to do no unnecessary shopping. But here you go. Because you've trained your brain to think like that. And so your thoughts is creating how you live. I want you to see this. I want to go. So I wrote some examples. Urge to buy something unnecessarily. Come on, eating junk food while dieting. See, you going against your own goals. Why? Because you have created this habit of impulse thinking, or the impulse to say something inappropriate, to say something at the wrong time, at the wrong place, without even thinking. You just saying something that's at the top of your mind. No, this is what this teaching, God wants us to get out of this. This is like immature thinking. Poor impulse control is associated with dangerous sexual behavior, excessive risk-taking, substance abuse, and binge eating. Come on. So I'm laying this out for you because I want you to see what you're more bent towards, what you're leaning towards. Is your life primarily driven by impulse or intention? Come on. You should want to know these things. Okay, buying something on a whim. Reacting angrily without thinking. See? You're reacting. You're not even thinking. Engaging in risky behavior without considering the dangers. Come on. That you allowed that thought to enter in and you just immediately acted on it. Remember I said earlier, we got to stop just jumping into action. Come on, we got to be thinkers. I know you can't be, the Bible tells us to not be hearers only, right? But to be doers. But we got to be thinkers. We got to think before we act. All right, so let's move on to intentional, because this is where we want to go. We want to move from impulsive to intentional. So, intentional thoughts are those that are consciously and purposefully directed towards a specific goal or outcome. They involve actively choosing what to think about rather than allowing thoughts to arise spontaneously or reactively. Come on, I want to read that again. Intentional thoughts are those that are consciously and purposefully directed towards a specific goal or outcome. They involve actively choosing what to think about. Come on, I know that sounds so foreign because we haven't been taught that you can choose what you can think about. That I choose what I think about. That I'm not subjected to any random thoughts. No, I'm going to bring those thoughts under subjection. Come on. Let's find that scripture, right? Right? So intentional thoughts are thoughts that are consciously and purposefully directed towards a specific goal or outcome. They involve actively choosing what to think about rather than allowing thoughts to arise spontaneously or reactively. You can control what you think. Second Corinthians 10 and 5. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. This is the power that God has equipped you with. Casting down, what is imaginations? They're thoughts. Casting down, you get a thought, you become intentional, you set a goal, you set an outcome, and then you have a thought that contradicts what your goal is. I cast that down. Get out of here. Come on, you cast that imagination down. And every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, if it's not in alignment with God's will for your life, cast it down. Get it out of there. And bringing, this is continuously bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. Make your thought obey God. Make your thought line up with His word. That's why when I was talking about biblical meditation, right? Because the other meditation wants you to empty out your thoughts. But no, God's method, God's way of meditating wants you to meditate on His word. We just saw that in the other scripture. Think on this, think on that, think on this, whatever is this, whatever is that. Think on those things. So this is meditation. Come on, we're going to manage our thinking. We're going to manage our thoughts. We're going to get back in the driver's seat. We're not going to be reactive. We're going to be proactive in our thinking. We're going to be intentional. We're going to be calculated. Come on. We're going to be creative. We're going to create our thoughts. We can think whatever we want to think. That is the good news. I'm just looking at different translations. I like to do that. I told you guys before, when I study, I like to look at different translations. Okay. So, intentional thoughts. Let's look at the definition of intentional. Intentional is done on purpose. It's deliberate. It's a conscious decision to act or behave in a particular way, rather than something happening by accident or chance. I don't know if you guys are really hearing what I want you to hear, but what I want you to hear, what I want you to know, what I want you to understand, what I want you to see, what I want you to get is you are in control. You are in control. You don't have to say something said, something made me do it. No, this is putting us back in the driver's seat. This is us taking control, being proactive. Come on. Meditating on what we want our outcomes to be. I mean, going into the future, being just like God, declaring the end at the beginning. How do you see yourself? How do you see where you're living? How do you see yourself behaving? What's your self-image? Are you self-aware? How do you want to be with your spouse? You know, even if you grew up hardcore and, you know, had to fight all your life, but if you want to be softer, you can see yourself softer. You know, there's this buzz phrase going on, soft girl era, right? But if that's what you desire to be, then think on those things. Think on yourself being softer, not elevating your voice, speaking with more of a soft, gentle tone. You know, if you want to be somebody who help others, put others first, maybe you suffer from being selfish, but see yourself being more generous, see yourself being more giving, see yourself being more helpful, see yourself that way. Come on, and I'm telling you, your whole life will change in your thoughts, in your mind. See yourself rich, see yourself successful, see yourself wise. Come on, and I'm going to tell you how we can get there. I'm going to always give you some practical principles to prepare you for prosperity, for promotion. Come on, for everything, for God's plan for your life, right? So, I mean, that is so good. Rather than something happening by accident or chance. And so then I want to break down some terminologies, right? Deliberate, planned, and not spontaneous. Purposeful, having a clear aim or goal associated with action. Purposeful. Goal-oriented, actions that are directed towards achieving a specific goal or purpose. Intentional is somebody that considers consequences. Let's go back because I want to put it on the board for you. Deliberate and planned, carefully considered, and involve a conscious decision to act in a specific way to achieve a desired outcome. See, I want you guys to see that this is possible. Goal-oriented, actions that are directed towards achieving a specific goal or purpose. Consideration of consequences, more likely to think about the potential impact of their actions before they act. Come on, if you see, look at the two that we've discussed, right? You will see your life will drastically change if you move from impulsive to intentional. You'll see that you're acting immediately, you know, that you're not giving any thought to anything, that there's no goal or aim or, anything. You don't even consider the consequences. But when you put some principles in practice that's going to take you from being impulsive to intentional, come on, your life is going to change. Your behavior is going to change. Your outcomes are going to change. You're going to start living far better than where you are today. Right? Because you're going to make these changes. It is you. It is all on you. Okay. So I want to again let you see some of the comparisons. Impulsivity is about reacting, while intentionality is about responding. And then I told you guys that poor impulse control is associated with dangerous sexual behavior. Come on, when you have poor impulse control, you are making bad decisions. I mean, in every area. These are just some of the most prominent ones. But you gotta know, if you are an impulsive person, you are making impulsive financial decisions. You are making impulsive decisions about what you eat, about where you go, about what you do. I mean, it is showing up in every area of your lives, but these are the most common ones. You are typically an excessive risk taker because you're so impulsive. I mean, you just put all your money here. You probably buy into more get rich quick schemes than most of your peers, right? Because you're very impulsive. You're not sitting down and being intentional. You're not calculating. You're not thinking things through. You're not visualizing. You're not seeing it before you do it. You're not practicing it in your mind. Substance abuse. People that are impulsive are usually people who suffer from some type of substance abuse, because it's about immediate. It's about feeling good right now. It's not about delayed gratification. It's instant gratification. Come on, you can locate yourself in this teaching. You are impulsive if you like immediate gratification. Come on, if you call yourself, I'm spontaneous. I like to just do things on a whim. You see it, you buy it. You see it, you want it. You see it, you like it. You see it, you eat it. You see it, you gotta have it. Come on, you're making bad decisions. And also, something else that is common is you're a binge eater. If you see a cupcake and you want it, you're gonna eat it. If you see a donut and you want it, ice cream, you gonna get it. You want some Chinese food, you gonna get it. Oh, I want some crabs, I'm gonna get it. If I want, you gonna get it. You gonna satisfy your desires immediately. Okay, so on the other end, good impulse control is associated with academically and professionally successful people with good impulse control. Impulse control is the ability to experience an impulse without acting on it. That's impulse control. When you can experience impulse and not act on it. I mean, because everybody have these same thoughts. They have the same opportunities to make a bad decision. Right? But you have to practice. Practice makes perfect. You have to practice this, right? You have to practice this. Good impulse control is associated with being physically fit, because of that delayed gratification. It's because they have a plan, they have a goal, they have a desired outcome, and they know that every decision that they make has to be in alignment with what that is. And that means denying yourself. Come on, the Bible tells us that you got to first, in order to be a follower of Christ, the first thing you got to do is deny yourself. Come on, deny yourself. You need to meditate on that. Deny yourself. Deny yourself. I want to be a follower of Christ, so therefore I have to deny myself. I can't do what I want to do when I want to do it. I can't have what I want when I want it. I can't, you got to deny yourself. It is also associated with being socially competent, that you can interact with others in an appropriate manner, that you're not being the drunk, that you're not being the life of the party because you acting a total fool because you can't deny yourself. You're not saying things inappropriate because you say the first thing that come up in your mind. You're not even taking the time to examine, oh my God, why did I just think that? No, you have allowed those thoughts to just come right on out of your mouth. You don't even give it a rest, give it time to analyze, to say, okay, but that's going to stop today, because we're mindful. We're going to be mindful. We're going to be mindful. That's a good word. And then also psychologically well adjusted. Come on. I mean, just think about when you are impulsive and you just doing things and then you got regret. And then you're eating something and you feel bad. And you just slept with somebody and then you feel condemnation. Come on, you can't be well adjusted that way. You're up, you're down. You're sending yourself on a roller coaster ride. No one else is doing it. It's you. It's you. I'm telling you, this teaching right here is going to help you if you do it. If you practice it. Yeah, it's going to seem hard or challenging or tedious initially because it's not something that you're used to. So again, if you start to put these principles into practice and you find that it's difficult, then you've already located yourself. You are very impulsive. You are very impulsive. And you don't even know yourself. You don't even know who you are. Okay, so here we go. Basic mindfulness practice. I told you it's mindful, centering your attention in the here and now and experiencing the present moment as it happens. You have to first be present. You have to first be aware. Come on, you ain't even present in your own life. You're not showing up. You are not showing up. You getting up, getting out of bed, allowing your belly to make decisions, allowing your mind to, to steer you and drive you. You're not even driving. Come on, you got to plan your day. You shouldn't even be getting out of that bed without a plan. My children can tell you, whenever we have a discussion, I always say to them, what's the plan? What's the plan? When they were younger and they wanted to go somewhere with their friends, they could not just come to us and say, hey, I want to go here and there. So my question would be, what's the plan? And initially they was like, huh? And I'm like, there ain't no huh. What's the plan? When you ask us if you can go somewhere, you have to already tell us who you going with, where you going, how you're getting there, how much it costs. Like you can't just jump up out of the bed and say I want to go somewhere and then go. And then guess what? We'll be getting a call every 5 minutes. Hey, can you send me some money? Hey, can you pick us up? Hey, can you tell us how? Hey, no, we're not doing that. No. So they always had to have a plan, even in life today. Okay, so what's going on? Where you at in life? What's the plan? What's the next move? You have to become aware. You have to be present. Come on. So that's going to be our first task, is to be aware, be present, be here and now. Come on, see your thoughts, hear your thoughts. I mean, I think you should just take a moment Breathe in, breathe out. I'm telling you, this meditation, when you just be still, when you just get quiet, you get to hear and see your thoughts. You get to hear everything that's coming across your mind. Come on. And then I want you to even start, taking them into captivity. Pull, get some of those, grab some of those thoughts and exchange them. Say, oh, I'm not depressed here. I'm blessed. I'm not depressed. I'm blessed. Come on, you got to do that. You have to do those things. So, let's look at the notes. Practice going slowly. Practice going slowly. We're going to slow it down. We're going to slow our minds down. We're going to slow our breathing down. We're going to slow. Everything don't have to be immediate. Okay, I'm doing it. What are you doing? You just sitting around, moving around with no thought, my husband, I'm telling you, he could not stand when I say I am calculated. And I am very intentional about what I do. I am intentional about what I say, how I say it. I am not just slipping words out of my mouth. I promise you, if I said it, I meant to say it, and I meant to say it the way that I say it. I know what I'm doing. Even the way I walk is very intentional. I used to have people comment on how I walk. You walk like you so confident, because I am. And it's intentional. I intentionally walk the way I walk. I intentionally talk the way I talk. I'm not just out here, being flippant about how I even present myself. No, I am very calculated. I am very calculated even in how people see me. You see me the way I want you to see me. I'm controlling that. I'm running that. Anybody who encounters me, they're going to say the same thing about me. Whether you know me in church, whether you know me in school, whether you know me at work, whether you know me in the grocery store, I'm going to get the same response about me, because I'm going to be who I am. I don't know how to be nothing else. Ain't nothing fake, ain't nothing phony. I'm gonna talk the way I talk. I don't have a professional voice. You're gonna get me. I am genuinely, authentically me. My family, they gonna say the same thing. Good, bad, ugly, indifference, it's gonna all be the same. Give yourself enough time to act differently. Come on, slow it down. Right? We're changing. We're going to start doing things different. Give yourself enough time to act differently. Impulse is about immediate. So practice going slowly all the time. No, not some of the time. Come on, all the time. We're making a lifestyle shift. We're making a lifestyle change. Be mindful. Come on, you got to first be mindful. Be mindful of what you are doing as you're doing it. Come on, be mindful of what you're doing. What are you doing? Even if you're watching TV, be mindful. Should I be watching TV right now? What can I be doing? Is the clothes washed? Can the house be clean? Could I be cooking dinner? Can I be studying my word? Can I be exercising? Could I maybe go to the grocery store? Could I be using this time wisely? Could I work on a book? Can I work on a project? Could I work on a business idea? Could I go and look at my finances? Be mindful of what you are doing as you're doing it. And notice what you're feeling as you are feeling it. Come on, sometimes you can have, I know for me, sometimes I have these emotions that just come up. Like I can have like this sadness that just come up, and I know ain't nothing going on in my life that I have to be sad about. But because I noticed this, I noticed that sometimes I can feel the feelings of others. And so I will pray. I will have to go and I can pray. And then once I pray, then the feeling will go away. And I'm like, whoo, I don't know what that was about. But I take notice of it, and then I'll get a phone call to say, hey, such and such, this was going on, da da da. And then I'll say, around what time did that happen? They'll tell me it was the same time that I have that feeling of heaviness or sadness, or some of you guys know what I'm talking about. So you got to practice going slowly, because that is the key thing for those that are impulsive. It's reacting and it's immediate. Everything is immediate. You ain't even taking a beat. You think about, I want some chips, and then you turn your car and go to the 7-Eleven and get them chips. You ain't even take a minute. I'm telling you, I've been there and I've done that. Because your lives become so habitual. It's such a habit that if you're used to just, when you leave school or you leave work and you go get your snacks, like you've created this routine in life. And so even if you make another decision, right, you say, okay, well, I'm going to start eating healthy, but you got to remember, you've been practicing eating unhealthy. You've been practicing, you have this routine, this life schedule that you adopted, and so when you leave a certain place, you say, oh, I'm gonna go get my snacks, I'm gonna go get my cookies, I'm gonna get my a Slurpee, some whatever it is. I don't know what it is. You got that. So then when you make a decision that you're gonna eat right, you just make a decision, I'm gonna eat right. But then every day you have practiced being impulsive. So now you have to be intentional. Now you have to be mindful. Now you have to be present. Y'all get what I'm saying? Okay. So the more you do this, the more you will recognize and manage the impulses that spontaneously arise within you. That's right. You may not be able to do anything about it, but now if you can just become aware, now if you can just see, now if you can feel that anxious feeling, and you can say to yourself, why am I anxious? And then you say, oh, I know why, because I normally eat some chocolate and that satisfied me. So now I'm feeling anxious because I haven't eaten that chocolate. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. The next thing is pay attention. Come on. Like even words like this, you can't allow them to go over your head. Pay attention. Attention costs. Come on, see, you live your life so cavalier and carefree and so, unintentional that even words escape you. They go over your head. Pay attention. Whatever we pay attention to in a particular moment will shape our experience in that moment. Whatever we pay attention to in that moment will shape our experience in that moment. If the impulse, okay, so let's think about this. If your impulse is to stop smoking cigarette after each meal, and I used to be a cigarette smoker. Ooh, I thank God for delivering me from that nasty habit. But let's think about it, right? So you make a decision, right? You have a goal. Even if it's I don't want to smoke after I eat a meal. Okay, so now you have to become intentional. Now you gotta be on guard. Like you gotta look for these things that causes you, because while you're eating, you already know that you created this habit of after you eat, you're gonna grab that pack and you're gonna light up, right? So now that you're eating this meal, now you're going to be aware. Now, okay, I'm eating. And so now you're going to God is going to show you. You're going to start seeing things and hearing things and feeling things that you ignored before, because you already know you're going to smoke this cigarette after you eat your meal. Okay, so now while you're eating your meal, right, you're going to be present. You're going to be aware. You're going to start paying attention. Even when you're eating, you're going to be present in the here and now, whatever activity you're engaged in, right? And so you may notice, okay, halfway through this meal, now this thought have come up. Oh yeah, I'm going to smoke my cigarette. Okay, no, we're gonna bring that thought into captivity because that thought don't align. That if that thought doesn't line up with this vision. Come on, I told you, faith, meditation, and vision. All of this go together, right? You got faith in the unseen. You believe it that you're gonna stop smoking. That's your goal. That's the vision. And so now you're gonna become aware. You're gonna check. You're gonna be the thought police. So now you thinking, oh, I can't wait to smoke this not this cigarette, Jack. They called it a Jack back in my day. I can't wait to smoke this Jack after I eat. But see, now you're paying attention. Now you are, come on, you're getting back in the driver's seat. Now you're paying attention. Okay, now you're feeling anxious, or you starting to feel some kind of feeling, whatever feeling that is. Okay, why am I feeling this? Now you're going to put things together. Now you're noticing things. Now you're back in the driver's seat. So when you start to feel that sensation, or you start to have that experience or that emotion or that thought come up, no, it's like we're going to grab that out of the air and we're going to replace that thought. Come on, we're going to cast that thought down, that imagination down. Now, I don't see myself smoking cigarettes anymore. I see myself after I eat this food that I'm drinking some water, or maybe I'm chewing a piece of gum, right? You're going to replace those thoughts. So pay attention, and you'll become more familiar with your impulses, which will help you respond differently. That's what we're after. Different responses so we can have a different life. That's so good. Come on. And I'm telling you, it's going to get easier. The more you do it, the easier it will get. Okay, let's see. Break it down. An impulse is just a thought. Come on, think about it. It's just a thought. It is nothing unless I act on it. It is just a thought. It's a thought. I can look at it. I can examine it. I don't have to do anything. It's just a thought. An emotion, a physical sensation, or a combination of the three. An impulse is just a thought, an emotion, a physical sensation, or a combination of the three. When you can see an impulse for what it is, you can have a better chance of pausing to examine it and let it go instead of giving into it. When you see an impulse for what it is, you can have a better chance of pausing to examine it and let it go instead of giving into it. Come on, this is going to take practice, because this is what we have been forfeiting. We have been allowing these things to happen on our watch, and we've been asleep. We haven't been participating. Come on, this is so good. You're going to see a difference. Meditation can help you observe your internal experience and recognize that thoughts, feelings, and sensations will pass if you do nothing to them. They're just thoughts. They're just thoughts. I don't have to act on this thought. And even if that thought comes up, I can replace that thought. You're replaceable. Come on. We're not going to be reactive. We're not going to be impulsive. So, when you done sent that text and that dude or that chick ain't respond, you ain't got to send the 16th text. You ain't got to blow their phone up like I'm famous for that. I call my husband, he don't answer me right now because I'm not the most patient person. Man, I will blow his phone up. But not no more. Not no more. And I did that to him. So I had called him, I want to say a couple of days ago. And he didn't call me back. And this, well, he didn't answer. And sometimes if he's busy, like in a meeting or whatever it is, or on another phone call, he'll text me and say, "Give me a second." But and no, so I would normally blow his phone up because you're gonna answer my call when I call you. So I know, just look, we all got our issues, right? So a couple of days ago, I called him and he didn't answer his phone, and I didn't get a text message. So in my mind, I was thinking, "Oh, he think I'm gonna blow his phone up," but I didn't. So when he finally called me back, he said, he told me, "Yeah, I was in this meeting." And I said, "Yeah, you thought I was going to blow your phone up." He was like, "Yeah, why you ain't called me?" He was like, "That would have gave me an excuse to get out the meeting." I said, "You ain't going to tell me I blow your phone up, and now you want me to blow your phone up." So I practice not being impulsive. Don't judge me. All right. What's the next one? Find the sweet spot. Find the sweet spot. Learning to manage your impulses is about improving your ability to choose and expanding your options for what to do when the impulse arises. Learning to manage your impulses is about improving your ability to choose and expanding your options for what to do when the impulse arises. That's what I did, right? So it's finding a balance between rigid self control and recklessness, right? It's like even when you making a decision to eat healthy, right? Or you say, "I'm going to, just eat healthy," right? Because you may be abstaining from like all sweets, like you done went hardcore and you're like, "I'm going to remove all of this out of my diet," right? And then you do that, but then you find yourself after maybe 7 days, 10 days, you begin to binge because you've denied yourself, sugar. So I'm saying that you may just have to find a sweet spot, right? You don't have to become so rigid, that you become reckless, or you don't want to be so reckless. So you can find like this little sweet spot of, say, "Okay, I'm not going to immediately gratify myself every day or whenever I want a snack." But then maybe you can say, "Okay, I'm going to go 10 days without eating sweets. But on the third day, I'll allow myself a brownie or a cookie or a piece of cake, or something, or maybe an alternative, and then, go back on." So that way you just finding a sweet spot and not becoming rigid. Okay, what else? I already told you that impulses are reactive intentions. Impulses are reactive, intentions are proactive. Impulse is an immediate response. Intention is a calculated response. Okay, let's see what else I want to tell you, because I'm at good timing. Okay, instead of automatically giving into the urge, you can acknowledge the urge, sit with it, and thoughtfully decide what you want to do about it. I think that this is a good tip. Instead of automatically giving into the urge, you can acknowledge the urge. You can acknowledge it. Like, I wanna go shopping, or I wanna buy this shirt, or I want to eat out, or I want to, do something against what you made up your mind to do. And then just sit with it. Just even see yourself buying it and then bringing it home and then saying, "Dag, I shouldn't have bought it." Go through that in your mind. Go play with it in your mind. God gave us an imagination for a reason, right? So just sit with it and then make a decision what you want to do about it. Do all of that in your mind. The Bible tells us before you was in your mother's womb, I knew you. He already thought about you. He done figured it out from beginning to the end. These are the things that we're going to change. This is what God want us to start to do, to implement, to change our lives. So look, so he don't have to keep hearing your prayers. God, do this and God, do that. No, he's saying, I've done it all. It is finished. I've given you everything that pertains to life and godliness. I'm giving you this teacher. I'm giving you this teaching. I'm giving you instructions. Now do it. Now be it. Go live it. Come on. Making a clear, well-reasoned decision is essentially the opposite of mindlessly acting on impulse. Making a clear, well-reasoned decision. That's our goal. Okay, I think these are my last notes. I don't have anything else. I'm not reading all of this. So become a goal setter. Create goals and come up with small measurable steps to take along the way to achieve them. This will help you practice staying focused and delaying gratification. That's what you want to do. You want to delay gratification. Slow things down. Come on, stop jumping on it and analyze it, because it will build your tolerance for discomfort and improve your ability to deal with challenges. There are benefits to this. The more you practice at working towards something when there's no immediate reward for your efforts, the better you'll be at managing impulses. And then our brains change according to how we use it. The more you practice delayed gratification, the more your brain will adapt, making it easier to do it. So basically, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Learning to manage your impulses takes practice. It requires patience, awareness, discipline, and effort. I am Tia Williams, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's Tea Time with Tia. Come on, impulse versus intention. You should watch this video again. I know you're not going to get it all. You're going to need to be reminded of some things. You need to get out your notebook, your paper, your pen, and you need to write this stuff down. Come on, get back in the driver's seat of your life. God is not going to fix your life. He has already done it all. He has already given you everything that pertains to life and godliness. He has already given us his word. He's given us his son. He's given us his Holy Spirit. Come on, you got to work it out. You got to examine yourself. You got to cast down imaginations that exalt itself against the plan and design for your life. You got to get back in the driver's seat and become intentional. Come on, you got to think on these things. You got to exchange bad thoughts for good thoughts. Come on, you got to know that every behavior starts with a thought. And if you can get in control of your thoughts and think like God thinks, come on, meditate on having the mind of Christ. Meditate on being wise in your decision making. Meditate on having discipline. Meditate on, come on, aligning yourself with the will of God and the word of God. And I'm telling you, you're going to see the manifestation of what you're thinking. Be blessed and have an amazing rest of your week. I'm out. Hit the share button.